Wine was brought in for King Artaxerxes. It was the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of his rule. I got the wine and gave it to him. I hadn't been sad in front of him before, but now I was. So the king asked me, "Why are you looking so sad? You aren't sick. You must be feeling very sad." I was really afraid, but I said to the king, "May you live forever. Why shouldn't I look sad? The city where my people of long ago are buried has been destroyed, and fire has burned up its gates." The king said to me, "What do you want?" I prayed to the God of heaven. Then I answered the king, "Are you pleased with me, King Artaxerxes? If it pleases you, send me to Judah. Let me go to the city of Jerusalem. That's where my people are buried. I want to rebuild it." The queen was sitting beside the king. He turned and asked me, "How long will your journey take? When will you get back?" It pleased the king to send me, so I chose a certain time. I also said to him, "If it pleases you, may I take some letters with me? I want to give them to the governors of the land west of the Euphrates River. Then they'll help me travel safely through their territory until I arrive in Judah. May I also have a letter to Asaph? He takes care of the royal park. I want him to give me some logs so I can make beams out of them. I want to use them for the gates of the fort that is by the temple. Some of the logs will also be used in the city wall. And I'll need some for the house I'm going to live in." God was kind to me and helped me, so the king gave me what I asked for. Then I went to the governors of the land west of the Euphrates River. I gave them the king's letters. He had also sent army officers and horsemen along with me. Sanballat and Tobiah heard about what was happening. Sanballat was a Horonite. Tobiah was an official from Ammon. They were very upset that someone had come to help the Israelites. I went to Jerusalem and stayed there for 3 days. Then at night, I took a few other people with me to check out the walls. I hadn't told anyone what my God wanted me to do for Jerusalem. There weren't any donkeys with me except the one I was riding on. That night, I went out through the valley gate. I went toward the jackal well and the dung gate. I checked out the walls of Jerusalem. They had been broken down. I also checked the city gates. Fire had burned them up. I moved on toward the fountain gate and the king's pool, but there wasn't enough room for my donkey to get through. It was still night. I went up the Kidron Valley. I kept checking the wall. Finally, I turned back. I went back in through the valley gate. The officials didn't know where I had gone or what I had done. That's because I hadn't said anything to anyone yet. I hadn't told the priests or nobles or officials. And I hadn't spoken to any other Jews who would be rebuilding the wall. I said to them, "You can see the trouble we're in. Jerusalem has been destroyed. Fire has burned up its gates. Come on, let's rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. Then people won't be ashamed anymore." I also told them how my gracious God was helping me, and I told them what the king had said to me. They replied, "Let's start rebuilding." So they began that good work. But Sanballat the Horonite heard about it. So did Tobiah, the official from Ammon. Geshem the Arab heard about it too. All of them laughed at us. They made fun of us. "What do you think you are doing?" they asked. "Are you turning against the king?" I answered, "The God of heaven will give us success. We serve him, so we'll start rebuilding the walls. But you don't have any share in Jerusalem. You don't have any claim to it. You don't have any right to worship here."